I don't know, folks. Do you think it might be, a significant thing when the former president of the United States, who has denied ever visiting Jeffrey Epstein's island, do you think it might be a significant thing that one of Bill Clinton's top aides of all time, one of the people that was closest ever to Bill Clinton, just for the first time went on the record saying Bill Clinton did visit Jeffrey Epstein's island, that Caribbean island where we know horrible, horrible things occurred, where underage girls were trafficked in to give him massages, where there are allegations of rape at this Caribbean island, where Ghislaine Maxwell, who's currently alive, also was complicit in a lot of Epstein's activities. To date, we've had Virginia Guffrey Roberts, I believe is the name. She, who was one of Epstein's victims, has said she saw Bill Clinton on the island with Jeffrey Epstein. You also have a maintenance worker there who I actually watched the Netflix series on Jeffrey Epstein. He said, yeah, I was doing my work one day and I couldn't mistake him. It was President Clinton sitting on Epstein's house on the balcony, on the porch, with Epstein. Now, in a story that I think is pretty much a bombshell, Doug Band, who was basically Bill Clinton's closest aide, he was a counselor to Bill Clinton. Doug Band has come on the record saying Bill Clinton did visit Jeffrey Epstein's island, which Bill Clinton has feverishly denied. This is from Vanity Fair. It's actually, I didn't read the whole piece yet, but let me read you the part in regards to Epstein. By the fall of 2011, the rivalry had turned into a war of attrition. Doug Band, looked for an advantage anywhere he could find one. The Clintons' ties to Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell provided one. Band told me, the author of this piece, he had been trying to push Epstein out of Clinton's orbit ever since their much-discussed 2002 trip to Africa aboard Epstein's private 727, dubbed the Lolita Express. Band recalled that Epstein had made a bunch of ridiculous claims on the trip, like boasting that he invented the derivatives market. Band said he had no idea about Epstein's sex crimes back then, but got enough bad vibes that he advised Clinton to end the relationship. But Clinton continued to socialize with Epstein and take his money. In 2006, Epstein donated $25,000 to the Clinton Foundation. Clinton made more than 24 trips on Epstein's jet around this time, Epstein's flight logs show. Here's the key part. In January 2003, according to Band, Clinton visited Epstein's private Caribbean island, Little St. James. Band said it was one of the few trips that he declined to go on in his time with Clinton. A Clinton spokesperson said the president had never been to the island and provided detailed travel log entries of the period in question that did not contain a visit. To be clear, Doug Band, who is Bill Clinton. Well, first, before I get to this, I actually want to play a clip from Rising this morning because Sagar had Ryan Grimm on, who's reported on Doug Band. I want to play that clip because it will show you that this is a very significant thing, specifically that it's Doug Band who's the one on the record basically saying Bill Clinton is lying.
And Ryan, because you've covered Band and many others for such a long time, can you outline what it means for him to be saying something like this, somebody who's so close to Bill Clinton?
I mean, so he's kind of on the outs with the Clinton world at this point, but you couldn't get a source closer to Bill Clinton than Doug Band from roughly the end of his presidency until till about the middle of the last decade. If you were a reporter who wanted to get to Clinton, if you were a donor, if you were anybody who was trying to get to Clinton, you had to go through Band for more than a decade. He traveled with Clinton, more than on average it seems like about 250 days a year.
Right.
Clinton very famously did not travel, did not use email and didn't travel with the cell phone. So he was with Band all the time. And Band was there for his phone calls, and Band was there with him on the road. Band was with him, when Epstein and Clinton went on a tour of Africa together on what's known as the Lolita Express. There's no disputing the fact that trip took place, nor is there disputing the fact that Band took place. I mean, that Band was on it. Band says he thought Epstein was a crank and a creep,
right.
And one of the few trips he didn't go on with Clinton, according to Band, was this one to Epstein's island for the reasons that he laid out. It is the guy who's saying that this trip happened, and it's on the record. And Virginia Giuffre is saying that it happened, and you have the maintenance person at the island saying that they saw him there. On the other side, you have Clinton denying it. You have Ghislaine Maxwell, who knew Clinton very well, saying that Virginia's making this up. You have a he said, she said, but to have Band as an on the record source on this is hard to get better than that.
So, let's put out all the caveats that this doesn't mean Bill Clinton is guilty of doing something illegal or immoral. Got to be a journalist first. So there's no evidence that Bill Clinton trafficked any girls or had any intimate exchanges with any girls. But with that said, I mean, this is somebody who perjured himself as president. Not the most trustworthy person, shall we say? Why would the maintenance worker be lying? There's nothing in it for the maintenance worker on the island to lie. If you look into Virginia Giuffre and her history, everything she has said has checked out about Jeffrey Epstein. And then you look at Doug Band, who, as Ryan Grimm was just reporting, Doug Band was basically Bill Clinton's, if you want to go Italian, like consigliere. Consigliere. I mean, Doug Band was basically, you want to get to Bill Clinton? You got to go through Doug Band. They traveled together. He was his body man, so to speak. You don't get a closer source on the record. Now, who knows? They had a falling out, whatever. But I mean, I don't know what would be an incentive for Doug Band to lie about this. So you got three people that don't really have an incentive to lie about Bill Clinton being on that island. Jeffrey Epstein is dead. So you have to start thinking, number one, why would Bill Clinton lie about being on that island? Maybe he expected because he has a very pliant and compliant corporate media that's never going to go after him for it. I mean, I think it's disgusting, frankly. This story has been out for 24 hours. Yes, you obviously have the pandemic going on, a record number of deaths. I'm not saying this should come before that, but you could probably find, 2.5, 3 minutes on CNN, MSNBC, maybe a story in the New York Times, Washington Post. I haven't seen anything about it. Former President Bill Clinton's top aide is saying on the record he lied about visiting this island and spending time on this island with one of the most vile predators, of this century, Jeffrey Epstein. It's a major bombshell. Bill Clinton should be asked on the record, what do you have to say about Douglas Band saying you were there? Other journalists should take Douglas Band's on the record comment and be digging in to Douglas Band. Is there a way you could corroborate this? Other than you just saying, yeah, he went. That's a trip I didn't go on with him. Maybe Douglas Band could point to other officials that could corroborate that Bill Clinton did visit the island. Maybe, it doesn't matter if there's no flight logs. You don't think Bill Clinton could have flown to the island under the radar without it being on paper? Are you kidding me? That's like Joe Biden's team when asked, "Did you meet with this Burisma executive?" Well, we don't see it. We don't see any calendar appointments for it. Yeah, the mafia doesn't usually put it on their Microsoft Outlook when they're meeting. This is a major, major revelation. I know Jen would love to talk about it if she wasn't sick with COVID, because Jen has been on the Jeffrey Epstein story way more than I have. But the bottom line is, this is about not only these young girls whose lives were forever, ever damaged by Jeffrey Epstein and his accomplices and his enablers. This is also about the United Corporations of America, where people like Bill Clinton, again, no evidence that he actually did anything, but where people like Bill Clinton could lie and get away with it. No journalistic pushback on Bill Clinton. Bottom line is, were you there or were you not there? We got 3 people now, including your top person, your top aide, saying you were there, you did go there. And once we get to the bottom of were you there, why did you lie about it? Why didn't you just say, yeah, I was there? This was before anything publicly came out about Jeffrey Epstein's heinous activities. I never saw anything that raised a red flag to me when I was there. We smoked cigars, and that was it. I saw some females on the island, but they looked well above age. I mean, he could say, I was there, and then, if he wants to, lie about the rest. Again, we have to be responsible as a journalist. If he was there, it doesn't mean he did anything wrong or illegal, but it's the lying. And I think it's pretty clear he's lying. And again, go ask Hillary Clinton about Bill Clinton's trustworthy rating and record. So, shame on CNN, shame on MSNBC, New York Times, Washington Post, Daily Beast, who Chelsea Clinton happens to be on the board of the Daily Beast parent company, BuzzFeed. I mean, hey, egg on my face. I haven't seen any of them report on it. Maybe if they have, I haven't seen it. Associated Press, maybe? Reuters? I mean, is this guy just, is he like Teflon Don? Nothing sticks? Because I got news for you. If it was anybody else in politics, well, maybe not anybody else, but there will be a lot of other people. If their top person just came out saying, yeah, no, they visited Jeffrey Epstein's island, they're lying, it would probably be all over the place. Hope you enjoyed that last video. Hop on over to statuscoup.com where you can sign up for our email list and become a member for as low as $5 to $10 a month. Membership is how we grow. That's statuscoup.com/join. And remember, join our email list so we can grow the revolution with you.